Good morning, good afternoon. My name is PeaceLight, and welcome to MusicVket 5. With me, I have some couple guests here. And would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jada Sensei. I am a Global Communications Manager at Higgy, which also does Vket.
Hi, I'm Lhun. I'm here from Hickey for the Vket Global team. I'm our technical marketing director.
Hiyo, my name's Vanessa Wolf. I'm an exhibitor here at MusicVket 5 this year, and I'm also known as be the video production team lead at Project Community.
And so we have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Camellia. I'm also like an exhibitor here in the river world, and I'm like glad to be here. So I really have fun together.
Yeah, we're all glad you're able to make it, Camellia.
Yeah, it's awesome. If you guys didn't know, Camellia was one of our headline artists at the live stage during MusicVket 4 as well, and they performed for VRChat at the New Year's Eve celebration this year.
Gotta say, love the work.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely love your music as well, Camellia.
It definitely comes with a pedigree for sure. If you've ever played any of your favorite VR games, or if you're a rhythm game fan, you've probably been challenged and sweat very much to this man's work.
Oh yeah.
It's people saying, like, they're always saying to me.
Yeah, especially in Beat Saber, which I can never beat your songs.
Yep.
Can anyone, honestly? Like, I tried my hand at one of them. Oh god.
The best is when you get a crowd, you pull up like any of their songs on in like a public Beat Saber instance. We were at Canada's Wonderland, which is a really large like theme park in Toronto, Ontario, and they had a Beat Saber one there. And my daughter loaded up one of Camelia's tracks and ended up getting a crowd of kids around her because I think she can beat it on hard. I think she can spin eternally on hard, and I think that's it. I mean,
It actually really wasn't here. I've never seen such a public like Beat Saber equipment or arcade, so it's great. Great.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Very popular. Like, it's a very popular, especially in America. Like, you can have a lot of locations that actually do some of the VR setups at like arcades, and a lot of them are set up for Beat Saber. And you'll see people do that.
Yeah.
Like, you'll get like whole crowds of people just playing it.
Yep,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But for ado, would you like to introduce what we're at, Lhun? Like,
yeah,
what
sure.
is
So so what's MusicVket? Welcome to MusicVket 5. This is the largest, I guess, probably the largest music convention in like a metaverse space, right? Or based on whether you want to say like a social VR or social metaverse music convention. This is definitely the largest one. It is connected to, of course, Vket itself, and you'll find us in the home row under the featured worlds list inside VRChat right now. So what this is an indie creator convention for music, much like Vket is an indie creator convention for metaverse objects and communities and things like that. So this one is specifically focused on that. So it's focused on indie music, helping people get promoted in the musical space, and we know that live performance and music is a huge part of what brings people to the metaverse. It's a great place to party. You know, it's like the 21st century evolution of a silent disco, and this also makes it a great place to showcase music too, because it's immersive, right? And you have everyone's undivided attention. So with this, we have 4 different worlds. Each one is set to 1 or 2 or 3 different genres, as well as an entrance world, which has our corporate sponsors and community sponsors that are there. And again, it's here to celebrate everyone who's building music or making music in here. There's a surprising number of them. We are only on our 3rd comic Vket, for example, but this is the 5th music Vket because there's such a demand for it that we fill up the slots every time. So yeah, it's a great convention to have.
Yeah.
And it is open to everybody, right?
Exactly. It's special. It's free, and we can enter it whether on VRChat. Whether you don't need a VR set to enter. You can just go on desktop, and also now on mobile now.
Yep.
But you can
Yep.
do
You have a
that.
VRChat Plus account. You can do it on Quest as well. This is a fully cross-platform event. Well, mostly fully, almost completely. And you also have, and we also have some exhibits as well in VKet Cloud. So if you're just browsing around on your desktop and you maybe you've got like an Intel graphics card or something, you can visit from the website at music5.vket.com.
So before I do, would you like how do you listen to music in this world, man?
So actually, why don't we go to a booth and show that off? We can walk a little bit over this way and do it. So we have these booths that we're about to walk into. We're in Fuzz, which is the first world we decided to visit today. Before we leave, also, just so you guys see, there's a bunch of these posters here, and you'll see a lot of them. The ones that we're standing in front of here today have the poster for MusicVket 5, but also the V-Rave that sold out, that took place at VKet Real, which is a real-world convention. We'll also have another one in December in Japan, in Tokyo. If you're going to be in that way or you need an excuse to come to Tokyo, that's a good one. It's like a giant VRChat convention. And then we have a message board here. This was signed by everybody who attended, or who attended the V-Rave as well. So there's a lot of interesting posters here for creators and our streamers as well, so definitely check those out. So even if you don't make music, there's opportunities to be in these conventions too. But before we get to that, or once we get to that, we'll slowly sort of move over here.
There we go. It's such a nice world. Just more like a more cozy look.
Yeah, previously it was a bit like a party world, and now, or like a bit of an outdoor arena with everything lined up. But this time the design was completely different. We wanted it to be futuristic and cozy and comfortable, and a place to hang out with your friends, and just chill. And because that's what a lot of the music worlds are like, right? We have our party worlds, we have our entrance world, but a lot of people go and listen to music or hang out in relaxation worlds or home worlds like this, and this is a great place for that. It's all audio link enabled as well, but all in here we have essentially the design of it. So each section and each person that's in here, you'll see the different sections of this part of the world as you walk up to each one of these. Now in these areas here, we have these masterfully designed little listening booths that are designed you've got your standard vinyl record player and two speakers, and you'll see it's all well designed. If you get close to it, there's a particle system in here, as well as graphics about the artist, sometimes a video, and then the music itself. And the world audio will sort of lower itself down, and as you come in, you're kind of surrounded by the music in full stereo, along with whatever particle effects they chose. And the cool thing about this is that it's all done via the web, so they don't have to know anything about Unity or anything like that. They just submit the graphics and the sound files to us, and and decide online what they're going to use, and then that brings out how that booth, or that essentially designs the booth. There's also a button for video and a button for music in the corner, and usually it's both. A lot of people will take advantage of it.
I just gotta say, I really love this guy's avatar. And his little stats on the side.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, they have a really good, and then again, there's English and Japanese too, and also because we're a partnered event with VRChat, we have access to the URL launcher system. So, and sometimes it can be a little hard to realize that you can do this, but there's a button here that says Open Web Page. If you tap on it twice, you'll get a tab open on your desktop, and that'll take you directly to the artist's social media pages and a place to buy their album if they're selling anything, or download it. A lot of musicians that come here, it's free downloads. They'll release their MP3s, so you can just grab them. Yeah, it's really good stuff. But that button is right there.
That's really helpful. If you want to get noticed, especially in VR.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a good way, for sure.
It's a good way in a very simple way. I remember being this is the first year I've actually exhibited. I was surprised of how simple it is to get a booth submitted in.
It's pretty convenient to
Yeah.
No, I was going to ask you actually, like, what did you think? And you started answering, so that's perfect. So I know you've submitted twice in previous MusicVkets. Did you notice a lot of traffic from MusicVket from people who hadn't seen you before?
Actually, yeah. Specifically, like I have like a lot of like VRChat friends that know, like don't know about like my activities on like music scenes. So sometimes
really?
actually I get like feedback from them, like you're there, and like I didn't know you're making music. So and that was actually kind of wholesome moment to like
Yeah.
communicate with
Yeah, it's
these
nice.
friends.
Yes.
I like that. I like that you were able to meet people like in a space like this, and you don't have to worry too much about people meeting you or wanting to meet you because it's your fame, you know, or it's more like it's a natural thing, right? And a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of people meet fans this way or make fans this way as well, and they don't realize they do those other things, even though they hang out in VRChat regularly, right? Which is pretty cool. It's a good place
One of
for
the
career
biggest things
start.
that I love seeing from MusicVket especially is like coming from somebody that's been doing this for as long as I have. I love doing these, especially with like a lot of the events, like the concerts and stuff, because you just get to meet a lot of like-minded individuals while just here. So you can find a lot of artists, and like I've seen, one of the biggest things I've always seen is like you'll see a bunch of people that like have met each other for the first time in Vket, and now they're going to make their own like groups and stuff. Like for example, like a group like this could have been started from just all of them meeting in VRChat one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's really true. I noticed that with Japanese musical artists too, a lot of them have a tendency to form bands and work together using things like the Yamaha Sync Room. There's definitely a bigger scene for that. I know that the EDM scene in the West is much bigger, but it's good to see, you know, right now we're in Fuzz, so this is, I think, the rock and it is the rock and rock and pop world. So like rock and alternative, yeah.
So
Yeah, so that's something you don't hear a lot of in here, and it's gonna be, you know, it's great for exposing people to those other genres, right? And you don't see a lot of that otherwise. There's a lot of pretty. Sometimes there's some surprising bands in here, and if one of the only ways to see them before was something like SLT, but you had to know about it, right? So by having such a public event here in VRChat, it makes it a little bit easier to meet people or to find a band that you like. I know it can be a niche for some people to follow, you know, J-pop or J-rock, but it's something I've always loved. And then you end up with things like Capsule showing up in VRChat and people not knowing that, you know, that was a thing. They surprised me too.
Exactly.
They had it was so popular they had to do an encore performance with 2 additional days inside VRChat. And I guess their last music video was filmed in here too, which is, it's really becoming like a great place for that.
They have like basically almost mainstreamed doing stuff in here at this point for their brand, which is amazing.
Yeah, but not only Capsule, like going back many years, I remember another group called Memex that was trying to do stuff in VRChat and had quite a few popular songs as well, and they were building, you know, early performance worlds back in 2017, 2018 to do music inside VRChat. Vket for the electronic music scene with Ghost Club has been doing things for a very long time.
If I want to talk about like one of my personal favorites I discovered from Vket as a whole that I like now listen to like actually unironically and love their stuff is Phase.
Yep. Oh yeah. There's definitely, yeah, you can definitely find something you love, find the music you love in here. It's really good for that. What was another one? Even Sanyo's E-Marine project has made music videos here inside VRChat as well. They've also been sponsors at regular Vket too, and their worlds are really cool. You should definitely check them out. There's lots to discover in the Japanese music scene. It's such a vibrant like there's a huge variety of that. But I mean, you know,
I was in
it's not just that.
Yeah, like I was in the like WA and everything. I was in that world, and the amount of like times I've seen, like, because I think a lot of that, like, if I remember correctly, consists of a lot of like idol groups. A lot of these idols are just like, instead of doing the whole super expensive like super expensive like studio space that like a lot of them use and everything, a lot of them are just converting into going into VRChat and just doing these shows.
Yeah, exactly.
We're starting to see that more from bigger companies as well, like Cover and Nijisanji and
that's
Vishogo.
That's right.
Exactly.
And Vishojo. Yeah, exactly. because that's a whole other scene, right? That's a whole other scene. Like the pop music scene or the idol music scene is like its own genre now. And you could even say that like VTuber idol music is a subgenre, right?
Oh yeah.
It's definitely its own thing.
I think that it's
like
the great thing about like VRChat, like doing it on VRChat is like communicating with like their fans, like whether if it's like from like Japan or outside of Japan or like overseas, with the like regardless where they are from. So I think it's quite great for like working on the VR.
There's so many
Yeah.
opportunities to like use this platform and like not only just like get your name out there, but like also to create like art that has never been heard of before. Like the amount of times like
Yep.
I've seen stuff like international groups come in where like you have somebody from Japan, like Ireland, and even like the US just all working together as one group because they just met everyone through the same space and just started working
Mhm.
together.
Yeah, actually,
Like,
that's a really
it's
good
crazy of
segue
how
on-
much yeah.
It's a really good segue, actually. Speaking about meeting fans, it's a safe place that you can meet fans in person without all
Exactly.
the expense of having to set up a meet and greet. And so we're going to do that,
Exactly.
actually, about midway through this. So we're going to set up a Groups Plus instance. So if you're watching us here on either PeaceLight's channel or on the VKet channel, we're going to use the VKet GT group. I'm going to paste that into both of our channels now so that you guys can join it. And we'll do a Groups Public to meet up with Camellia and with Vanessa Wolf in front of their booths here. So
I am
we'll
about
set
to
that up
Or
a
get
bit.
PeaceLight.
a lot of notifications of people requesting to join. I am expecting
Most
that
likely.
to happen now.
Well, thankfully, it's not going
Aren't
to
you
be too much
famous,
chaos. so it'll be
Vanessa?
all right.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, it was what I signed up for because when Lhun asked me to join the team, he asked me to be one of the people that can actually have the permission to do that. So and promote VKet. So
That's
it's
the
a
part, you know?
responsibility that I willingly take.
Yeah, same. But to me, it's always fun doing these kind of events. Like I just stream these.
Exactly.
It gives a lot of people, like I love the creators, like attention. Like people don't even recognize this person made this stuff, or this person made this music, or this person made this manga. It's just
Mm.
a
Yeah,
really good
mhm.
place
That's-
for that.
Oh,
That is- yeah,
Comic
that's really
VKet,
cool.
oh my lord, that's like a good example because like Comic VKet, I've always been a huge fan of like especially like manga and anime and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and being able to like
Oh,
actually
yeah.
meet the amount of like artists behind like so many great series and even ones that are
I like that
unheard of
word.
is just amazing.
I guess this is our second cozy event. Comic VKet was kind of the same way. We had, because the coziness of the Comic VKet reading world worked out so well. I think that also inspired them to make this world a little bit cozy too.
Yeah, I really love
I
that.
still love
Yeah.
love the last year the last Comic VKet just because everyone loved the whale. The whale made out of books
Yeah.
was like the most like key
Book
thing that
thing.
everyone loved.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're always trying to find ways to make it interesting, right? Like that's really the goal here. Also, if you pop into the center, you'll start to hear music from everyone in here, and it just sort of plays a clip from all of the songs along this side. So
Well, that's
it's a
really
way to
cool.
sort of chill. Yeah, figure out
Yeah.
when you like and.
So if you want to chill out, and then you're basically able to get a taste of everyone's thing here, and then if you find one you like, you can just go get more detail on their actual booth.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really easy to wander around too because every letter has its own, section. So we're in A and we're going to B, and then you'll see over here there's DJ events that you can find. So if you're interested in seeing some of the live music scene in VRChat, this is where you can do it. There's some posters in here for different events that are coming up, and we have open calls for posters in our worlds at any given time. And every VKet we have community posters, and we've been doing that from the very, very beginning. So make sure you follow all of the social medias, and you can have yourself in here. So Apple is
Small
doing an
little shout
event
out to
every
this one,
Monday.
by the way.
Yeah, Parzival here. We were talking
Oh,
about him
Parz.
just before stream. They did a nice little write-up on MusicVket as well on their YouTube channel. There's other artists has advertised in here as well, and it's really cool to see like the virtual and real, right, the para-real version of themselves in here, which is really cool.
Mhm.
And also,
I love when
VTubers
some of
and
the
singers.
people here make like graphics like that, where you can see both the real
Mhm.
Oh,
version of
yeah.
them and the model they use.
Yeah, if you're
It's
comfortable with that.
amazing.
And there's people who aren't comfortable with that as well, and that works just as well, right? So it's really
Exactly.
really cool to do.
As long as you have a face to match the artist, then like it doesn't really matter if it's virtual or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's this
Jimbo
one,
Bob has
Lon?
They've been streaming. What's Jimbo Bob? Jim
The
Bob.
no, the Candy Trap.
Oh, so that happened yesterday. So Candy Trip is, and I highly recommend you go if you get a chance to. They collaborated with us on a live event with their group in their world. It's a very like visual auditory experience. Like they do a lot of psytrance and hardcore, and they basically take the whole world over with ridiculous shader effects. So it's like a complete visual hijack while you're inside. So it's a lot of fun. You should see there's some video. Actually, our shader wizard Shadow River found that really interesting too. So he showed up at that one and started taking pictures of it. You can find a bunch of that on their social media and ours.
I remember having an experience with like something kind of like what Candy Trip did and everything, because specifically for a friend, because we had somebody that had a world like that where it would like take over visually like everything, and. Yep. One of the gags I remember is he came back out of that the next day regretting drinking that night because he went too far on his drink, and it felt like he felt like he was tripping.
Yeah, it'll do that.
He was definitely taking a trip.
We got Nyaruchu over here, who actually was a member of the VTuber convention out in California that Chad was at. Help me out, Chad. I'm losing my mind here.
At Offkai.
This was at Offkai Expo. There we go. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Nyaruchu was at Offkai Expo. Was also there at the first Artifacts Live. Kind of came down, and they're also streaming with us as well. And then additionally, like Otogame and things like that. So yeah,
I like the illustration.
Lots to see and listen here. Yeah, there's lots of groups that do things inside VRChat. This group these two, for example, were in. Their music was in the previous one, and so I do recommend checking them out. Like you're gonna find a lot of interesting folks in here, like Tash over there, who's done music for VKet's for a few of VKet's worlds, and is also extremely well known from Dance Dance Revolution, and is like the Eurobeat artist. They also made the song Zephyr, the S tier track from Dance Dance Revolution Supernova.
Oh really?
Yep. Yes. You'll find there's a lot of history.
One of the most impossible songs on that game.
Yep.
I really die when I try to do it.
They've been big fans of Vket and MusicVket for a while now.
Like, it's not even just like world creators and stuff like that you see like music in here though. Like you see ones that have done like official tracks for like films. Like they've done one for films. They've done some for like animes and stuff like that. Like you get
definitely
a wide variety of like backgrounds of what these musicians have worked on.
Oh, speaking of musicians, we also hire people to do soundtracks for both Vket and MusicVket and background music inside Vket. So we put a call out
which I've been fighting to get a chance.
Yeah, keep looking for it. Actually, the search for actually it's a good time to say that our musician sign up forms for Vket 2023 winter have started. So if anyone makes music and you want to submit like a portfolio to our musician team and maybe get on the soundtrack for winter 2023,
one day.
It is here. It is up right now. Yeah, lots of like really amazing audio visual experiences in all of these.
Oh yeah.
What time is it? 10.
I love the extra mile that some of them do, where like they actually make like quick little music videos of the actual tracks that they're promoting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I like when they like during VRChat.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It's like the amount I've seen that actually does like quick little VRChat like PVs for their promotions is amazing.
Yeah, some of them will do like full albums or full music videos in here as well. So, even if it's not a virtual one, this one, for example, their music video is live. I do recommend checking this out, and maybe you can click it and show the stream too. But if you click on the video section and scroll ahead to like 39, you'll see it's a real life music video. You see a lot of that in here. It's a good one, actually.
See?
If you hit video and then scroll it ahead, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, there was a section in Law that was like a lot of like traditional and like classical kind of style music. I was in there for like hours just watching the videos and stuff because it was just so amazingly done. And given somebody that came from like an orchestra background, because I grew up with orchestra before I went to electronic music.
That's cool.
And like, so I just have a soft spot for any like traditional or like orchestral style music.
Right. Yeah, I hear ya. And that's all needed too, like for BGM and that sort of thing. And it's nice to see people collaborate on world background music and things like that. People like Kago have done a bunch of music for Mokuri themed stuff, you know, in theme for that, and they've done several songs for the Mokuri worlds at Vket now, as well as other worlds inside VRChat.
I got that booth before too. That I saw the Mokuri one, and I was like, I like the little holiday ones they did. Those were like my two personal favorites.
They're really good, right?
Yeah, they're good.
It's amazing to see how long many of these artists are doing it, and it's not just pros either, or like hobbyists. You'll find a lot of students, right, trying to finish their music degree, and they'll put their albums in here too as a way to sort of get it out there. That's actually true for a lot of VKet. You'll find a lot of people who are in school for game design or 3D design. Or you know they're an illustrator, they're in character designer or storyboarding or whatever it is in college and university, and they'll use VKet as a way to finish their final projects and things like that. It's a really great,
nice.
really great way to or something
they
to
also
do.
use it to kind of. I remember there's a lot of people I met before in I believe it was one of the normal, like the regular virtual markets. There was a person that had a booth in the exhibitor ones that was actually just finished college, and that was their way to like kind of start getting business going for them and everything.
Yep, it makes sense. Yeah, it's a great way to start. You know, why not utilize the free promotion if you can, right? That's really the goal here.
Exactly,
You want to make it possible for everybody, right?
Yeah. That's
There's one of our ambassadors
about MusicVket. You can, as again, like whether it's just learning music or just indie or just want to get your music out, this is definitely a good event for that.
Yeah, it's we always like to say that the structure of VKet is designed to be a motivator, right? Because when you have a deadline and you've got when you've actually got the motivation, you got people counting on you to have your stuff out. That's a great way to keep you on task, right? It's a little different when you're doing it on your own. It can be really hard to stay motivated, but when you have VKet, it's a great way to get new music out there.
Oh yeah.
And trust me, don't I know? Because I remember I showed one track to Lhun I was working on, and next response I got, I still remember this, and this is like the most inspirational and funny thing that I've ever got from you, is that you just stopped, looked at me dead in the eye, and just said, "Why haven't you signed up for an exhibit yet?"
Yep. That's exactly it. It is the most obvious solution, right? Is if you're making music in VRChat and you want to be seen, short of spending a lot of money on advertising or working with a group and doing a lot of like free work to get promotion, this is the most like DIY self-promotion capable event that you can do. As far as I know, I think it's probably the best one.
It's one of I would say personally, it's one of the best ones because, I mean, like, honestly, it's not just the fact that it's free promotion and without the hassle of, like, spending God knows how much money. But, like, the also other thing is, like, you're working with a phenomenal team that's been doing this for years, and they really know how to, like, get you to actually, like, push towards doing stuff like this.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. We do our best to make the worlds as entertaining as possible, as a draw for people to come in, right? This one's really cozy, honestly. Yeah. I get real tired chilling out in here. There's a lot of like really, really good, like just general design, like the dust motes in the air here on the spotlights.
If I was
the world team knocked it out of the park.
If I was ever able to like build my own studio, I would definitely take inspiration from this year's Vket, because honestly, this would be amazing to have as a studio.
Yeah, it's just so cozy. Yeah. I like it.
There's a
like
lot of
it fits too, because like I have a fan that's like in my room right now that's like on like kind of medium like speed and everything, and it just feels like I'm getting hit with like air conditioning, and it just makes it that little more immersive for me right now.
You got that mega immersion. You got that mega immersion going on. Some concept art posters happening here.
Oh yes. I love when you guys release the concept art stuff. It's so amazing.
What did you guys think of the new VketChan?
Oh yeah, I like
the
it.
leveled up version of
VketChan.
VketChan.
Cyberpunk vibe.
I have literally
Mhm.
said this
Sure.
when I first saw that design. I'm just gonna say you guys look like you were going for an Edge Runners vibe, and I love it.
Definitely. Well, MusicVket wanted to have her rave mode, right? I think that was the idea going on there. So you'll find her
Yeah.
around the
No,
venues too. She's around.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Actually, in the last concert that was done with the Artifacts and MusicVket 5, we actually got a surprise visit from VketChan. They showed up over there.
VketChan.
at that
Yeah.
event.
That's
Yeah.
that's another
So
contest that's
VketChan.
going on. Speaking of contests, we also have a vote, like a community vote contest with TuneCore this time. So if you vote on your favorite artist from MusicVket, there's three 3-year subscriptions to TuneCore, which is a music publisher for Apple Music and Spotify,
Ooh.
and a few others too. And so that contest is going on right now. You can find details in the entrance world. So if you want to push your Oshi to do the best they can and get free promotion, that is the way.
Do it to this
Oh,
one.
yeah.
They do
Held another
amazing music.
contest.
Yes, dude.
Actually, yeah, I use like TuneCore Japan to like distribute my music, so it's kind of like surprising to see their name on
Mhm.
like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know.
music,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. No,
Yeah, it was shocking to
they've
see
been a
that
really good
too.
partner. Yeah, they're pretty new. They're
Yes.
pretty new as a partner for MusicVket. Obviously, JVC. I think we're doing a contest to give away some earbuds, some true wireless earbuds as well, and also Kill Me Heroes.
You guys
who
have
we
been
did the
kicking it with like a lot of the new contest stuff. Like even last VKet, on VKet Summer, you guys had like 2 going on there. I remember.
Yeah, we want to do as many as we can. Contests really they're popular too. They bring people in, and we want to be able to give back to the visitors too, right? As much as we can.
I remember with Winter One, which was the one was like the most recent one I did a collab other than this one. You guys were doing like a whole contest / giveaway of like a power PC from like a Japanese company that recently came out that was like doing super high quality like water coolant ones, if I remember correctly.
That's right. Yeah, both HP and I think Gala PC, and Gala actually sponsored us for VKet Reel and gave us like stacks and stacks and stacks of PCs that we brought to the convention hall that ran all of the VR experiences. It was a lot of fun. Was plugging those in till
So if you
midnight
guys want-
on the day before.
Free promotion and a chance to get free items too. Like what are you missing?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of these are free to cheap too, or like a lot of these musics, like this song for example, this track that they have here, is like it's the $2.50. This one's a
Yeah,
buck.
that's crazy.
So
Yeah.
if you need
No,
to create gig for your
it's-
next DJ session, these are the ways to go.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
as you mentioned before too, there's like so many like demos and like new singles that are coming out here that are also just free, and it's
Mhm.
like
Oh,
actually
yeah.
copyright free as well. Like a lot of them have a description that say like you can use it in videos and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Unknown
see
here
some
is
that were
free,
like-
for example.
Yeah, like some I feel like they're underselling their music. I feel like they should
Ah.
for a price like.
It's all about
Raise a
it's all
little
about being discovered too. Sometimes you can go a little bit too far,
Yeah.
right? It definitely like
That's
the
true,
quality's
that's
there,
true.
but you start small and work your way up. You do free shows, just like in the real world,
Pretty
right? You might
much.
do a free concert, or you might sign up to be at a show, just like you're doing here, and that's how you get yourself known, and then you can start working with groups like TuneCore to promote your music, and
Yeah,
it's all
exactly.
about getting
That
yourself
was-
out there.
That was definitely like a huge example of like kind of what I did when it came to reaching the point I am in my career. Because before I started out as an orchestra kid, get out of that, just still had the passion for music, worked into electronic stuff because that's what I had available to me after that, and like basically after 10 years of doing all of that just for free and gifts for people, I now make an actual business of doing commission work for custom songs for it.
There you go.
Mhm.
It all
Exactly.
took me like 10 years to build up to that point, and I'm happy where I'm at now. And obviously,
Mhm.
as PeaceLight said it, I think a lot of these people, obviously, yeah, they have a place to start, but honestly, if I had all the money, I'd just throw it at the people that are doing it for free anyway.
Exactly.
There's,
I wish there was a
there's
donation
lots of.
button.
Well, I mean, a lot of these folks do. I think a lot of these platforms are starting to get that. You'll find that one way to build that up, or if you feel like it's a need, hopefully with the creator economy coming in VRChat, we'll be able to do that kind of thing, right? There's been a big boom when it comes to things like free platforms to host your music that will give you like an income later on.
Soon
right?
enough, VRChat's going to release its own version of Spotify.
Yeah, that's basically what's going to happen. That's the idea. I'm going to give a special shout out to Yugen here, who has done music for us in Vket before. They also did the music of the Pop and Splash Deep Blue world.
Really? They did Pop and Splash? I didn't recognize
they
the style.
Specifically one booth in there. So they, you guys know the water fight booth in Pop and Splash Deep Blue. They also worked on music for that. So Yugen is also part of the Vket beta team too.
I literally said this myself, like during that like while I was streaming one of those days and checking that out. I need to say, I said it myself. That needs to become an official game world. That is so much
definitely.
fun.
The people who worked on that were definitely taken aback by how much work was in there. I think Kagetora. So Yugen worked on the music in there, and I think Kagetora did a little bit too. There's something going on in there, but there's a lot of combination of people who work on worlds and booths and stuff together, right? So we find that that's true with a lot of Vket. There's people who there's artists that work on the design. There's sometimes story writers that go into things. Then there's modelers. Then there's texture people. Sometimes there's music people. There's sound effects and Foley people. All of these conventions sort of come together to be just a place to find virtual teams of people that can build things, and that's the fun of it.
Exactly, and that was kind of a conversation we had before stream too, where it was like we were talking about like you meet so many amazing people here, and like you form so many different like friend groups, and it kind of almost goes full circle a lot with like a lot of the stuff you end up working with.
Yeah, you have no clue who you're gonna run into in VRChat.
That's right.
Exactly.
Who knows? Yeah.
It's one of the merits of being on VR. Communicate,
it is.
Connect with
Right.
people.
As it builds up, now is the time to get involved.
I just want to point out. Yeah, for sure. I just want to point out a fun little detail about the world design here. I love that this is kind of meant to mimic like soundproofing walls and everything, but to me, it just reminds me of like the little barcode stuff that you can scan to make music out of.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Or the low resolution walls in Doom, where you're clicking on to get a secret.
Oh, what's this one, by the way?
This is a neat little secret that we had in as part of Winter VKet and Summer VKet. So the Summer VKet 2023 poster was this one, and it ended right about here. And then we released the Winter VKet poster, and then what was revealed on stream was that they're actually one poster. So it's one big continuous poster together.
Yeah, that was very creative.
If you looked at this on on the release here, basically, I think the hand was cut off on VketChan for the summer one.
Mm-hmm.
The hand was cut off, so basically, it just looked like they just took the big poster and just folded it in half, and then when it was unveiled, it was like amazing that you guys had that whole link. It like became a mural.
I will say there are things about this size and resolution that will be very useful in the future, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely make this a real poster for sure.
Just gonna walk into one of the Parareal buildings. You're gonna be like have a whole lanyard just laid out in the world of just that image.
If you look at some of the merch from VKet Real, you'll see that we actually had like a folded out, like a folio, and then there was the truck, and it had like the double wide poster. So I think we'll find lots of uses for this sort of format. Plus, they do sort of blend into each other. So.
Yeah.
I hope with stuff like this though, I hope you guys love to later on do physical versions of this for VKet Real, because that'd be amazing for people to get as actual.
Oh yeah, no, we did. Yeah, we did. So you could get posters and various things at VKet Real already. We gave a gift package to everybody with fans and posters and flyers and other information about it for VKet Store and different digital downloads. We had a merch store, hats and T-shirts. We sold on top of all the free stuff we gave away, we sold 8,000 merchandise items at Vket, which was great. Oh, and speaking of Vket Real, also that's a thing. So if you're an exhibitor here at MusicVket or at Vket itself, I think pretty soon we're gonna have a call for exhibitors open for the physical booths at Vket. VketChat Reels. So you know.
Oh,
if
so you guys are
somebody
doing
over here
exhibitors for
wanted to have a
VketChat
booth
Reels.
there.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
2
yeah.
days. We had 2 days worth of exhibitors there. We actually had to rotate them out. So in the basement floor, we had a set of exhibitors, and then
So
the next day
you guys are basically
we took
setting
them
up
out
your
and
own
put
little
those in.
artist alley.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. 40,000 people showed up for that convention, which is pretty big
Wow.
for an in-person one.
Hopefully,
And for
Yeah.
your your first like run of it too, that's amazing of how
It
many
was
showed
good.
up.
That's 4 times as many as
Hopefully I can
TwitchCon
attend it.
Amsterdam. Yeah, I hope so
this
too.
year- this-
Yeah.
Maybe one
If you
day
have
I
any
can
comments
afford
and
to go to
feedback
Japan.
too, before we jump to the next world, there's in here there's a section for questionnaire and for webpage for the webpage here in both Japanese and English, and we use this a lot to determine how we do things in the future. So if you guys really like that, or something in here, or you dislike something in here, or something didn't work for you, definitely leave us feedback by clicking on this link while the event is still on.
I do highly recommend actually doing this because VKet is really good at listening to these kind of feedbacks. I remember giving you guys like several one of these reports like throughout the years.
And you'll notice
like,
it changed
you'll
that
actually
right
notice
away.
the change. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll notice like it goes in almost immediately. It's amazing of how quick they are on it, especially with the world team. With some of the like stuff that breaks, they'll get on it like almost immediately the minute you send in that report.
So which world do we go next? Do we visit Vanessa's
before
world,
we,
or
before
ahead.
we go to do the meet and greet, I want to give a shout out to someone and a
Sure.
in wall. So with that,
Let's go there.
we're gonna switch worlds and we'll be right back. All right.
Okay. Shall I drop the portal for you, PeaceLight?
Second. Oh, yes, please.
Yo, so I wanted to mention something while we're here. In the center of the regular worlds here in MusicVket, we have a
Here, so if you guys want to meet up, oh, sorry.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll meet up there. We'll meet up with you there in just a moment. So yeah, we have a version of EwaSync here in the center, and this allows you to play a video or do a live stream directly in this world as well as in our open live world. So we have this. It's an unlocked player. You can lock it to people that are coming in here, so you can have a little party inside here, and it will take over to all of the screens in this section here as well, which is a nice little place to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Little party area. Let's see, where did they go? I think my UI elements are off.
Oh, cool.
Didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't know you guys went
Oh,
like
no, it's
live
okay.
over there.
Yeah, we were just talking about the middle section. There is just so you guys know, if you wanted to play music for friends, there's a section in the center with EwaSync for both live and video in there as well as the open live world Libertune. So sorry, you had a friend here who had done tracks for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Right here.
Before. Yeah,
So
before,
it's this booth right in front of you, right behind you, Lhun.
We're in World War, and I want to give a shout out to a friend of mine who helped me with a world in the past. You did the BGM. I hope I'm not pronouncing your name wrong, but
Lycanix. Yep.
Lycanix.
Yeah, a bit like wolf-like, right?
Yeah.
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 Very
so,
cool.
Yeah, he helped me with a world called Tuckeranium. It was a world that I was working on for a community, and he just killed it with the BGM.
Amazing. Yeah, this is a great place
as
to
I
find your
mentioned a
next
little
collaborative artist.
Exactly. As I mentioned a little bit with PeaceLight with this one is I went over here because this was the world I was actually tasked with streaming for the collaborative streamer, and I checked out this booth, and this is the kind of music for one I want to try to learn to do eventually, and I absolutely love it. And I was more floored at the fact that it was for $1.
Yeah, surprise.
that was like one thing I was just like, this is way too good to be $1.
Oh yeah, I agree. It should have been at least like 10 or 5 at least. Or even
Well,
more.
Mm-hmm.
it's all about that about visibility, right? Like once you have
Exactly.
once you have an audience, then you have the ability to charge more for what you're doing, right? For sure.
Like,
Don't mind me
watching
just
this,
taking
I'm gonna
pictures.
say, you made a personal fan of another artist that would love to do what you do.
So Wall is our pop. It's our pop world, right? Like with pop and
It was
and
our
mixed
it's
vocal
our
and
idol,
other.
and it
Yeah.
also has the traditional and like orchestral kind of styles, which I really do
Mhm.
enjoy. This world was kind of just built for me because this is like the two mix of like genres that I'm known to do, and I love making.
Nice.
It is.
So I was so glad I got assigned this world because like I was just basically fangirling the whole time I was in here.
Yeah, if you love a
Yeah,
genre,
so
that's the way to
Camellia,
go.
What do you think of the music? Your opinion on it?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Oh, sorry. Have you listened to the music before?
In this world, like some of the
Oh,
sounds
no,
you
this
hear.
one.
Oh, this one.
Like an X.
Like an
Oh no, actually, sorry, I've never
know it's fine.
listened to this music.
Oh, fine.
What have you thought so far of the artists you have heard here at MusicVket? What do you find that there's a lot more people coming in that like what do you think of the level of quality that's in here?
Actually, I think it's the best thing about like exhibitor of like these like Vket like world like artists are like they're like developing their how to like make music or how to like perfect their music without like concerning too much about like finishing their products like too much. Like it takes like forever to basically complete like their job. So I think it's like really great to like their like first they need to release to like reach their audience first. So I think it's like not like caring their quality is that it's much more
Yeah.
better than like taking forever to like finishing.
I
the
honestly,
product.
Yeah, it's about
Specifically
debuting
what I
more
like
than
about
anything,
music-
right?
yeah, exactly. And I
Exactly.
think another thing is like about MusicVket, which has always been more like, as you say, it's not ever been so much about like the professionalism or like quality of
Yeah.
people here. It's about like mainly what MusicVket has kind of mostly prided itself in being is a place where you can find individuals of many different backgrounds and many different styles and just get to basically create a whole new circle of friends and like meet people that have the same like basically the same interests as you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
So
working as like a connection hub, like between like people or people who want to like express or to explore new genre music. It's kind of great way to connect these people.
I
'Cause,
agree.
yeah, and it's that way of like getting everyone's name out there like equally. There's no like big titan here in MusicVket and everything. It's everyone here is just here to show up, show off their talent, and you know, just all around have a good time.
Exactly.
All right, I'll let you guys find Vanessa's booth. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some members for the meet and greet, and I'll see you guys in just a
Yeah.
second.
That will have to move worlds. So
Yeah.
to go to
Before,
mine if we're moving
just
it.
definitely check out this world. Like, actually check out all the worlds if you can. Definitely support your artists, and definitely
For sure.
my friend
for
here as
sure.
well.
Definitely
check out his music.
definitely
of course,
check
Vanessa
out
as well.
because I mean, if
Vanessa's
you're gonna promote me,
Camellia
you gotta
as
promote this
well.
one. Yeah. I was like, I'm not the only exhibitor
Support
here.
both of them. Support both of them.
Thank you very kindness.
But yeah, no. But with that being said, though, like I gotta say, like, yeah, just feel like this is something I've always said with every VKet that I've collabed with. Just there's a bigger experience when you actually get the chance of getting on VRChat and actually seeing these worlds for yourself. It's so much different compared to seeing it on a screen on a Twitch channel or on a YouTube channel. It's
Exactly.
there's something about it that's like so much more magical being able to go here and actually like, you know, experience the stuff that happens here. So
Mhm.
by all means,
Mhm.
if you haven't like given it a shot before, please go into any of the VKets, whether it's MusicVket, ComicVket, or even just the like main one that everyone kind of jumps on. But
Yeah, exactly.
that joke aside, the other thing is like, yeah, no, just any VKet, if it's available, go to it because it's always an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I believe there's another one coming up in winter, right?
That's right.
Yes.
Uh,
You guys have one in winter, and I believe a VKet reel around the same time, right? You have like two things
Yeah.
going on around the
Yeah, that's
generally
right.
that
Yeah,
quarter?
we're aiming to have it kind of just like summer how it went down. We were gonna have the VKet reel on the last 2 days of VKet winter as well.
Ah, okay.
Location
So
TBA.
yeah, for sure.
That's
If
crazy.
you So yeah, if you're not near, like, I believe you guys said it's going off in Tokyo this year?
We haven't officially announced the location yet, but it's definitely going to be in Japan.
Oh, okay.
coming soon. Coming soon.
Coming soon. Yeah, very soon.
I don't know. I might have heard wrong. I apologize if I made any wrong assumptions there.
I think it's a safe assumption because that's
But,
where
in Tokyo,
our team is
Japan.
based. So I think it's a safe assumption to assume it'll be in Tokyo.
It is probably a base one.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, if you're in Japan and everything, please keep an eye out for VKet Reel because it's definitely like a new thing they're starting, and it is completely amazing with what they've already accomplished with their first attempt at a winter, or not winter, sorry, summer. But yeah, no, it's amazing there. But obviously, if you want to still like experience a VKet but don't have the money to travel to Japan or anything like that, check out the VKet Winter because that's going to be coming up soon as well.
Yeah. So, for ado, so is Lhun ready for the green meet or?
We can see.
Or we can
I
just
shall
meet him
set up
there?
the. I would say we'll set up the portal and we can just invite him in when he's ready. That would just be
Okay.
easier, would it not?
Okay, so right now we're gonna set up the green meet for Camellia.
Yeah.
Once-
I think I have the permissions to actually set it up. I'm gonna double check.
Okay. But for ado, we'll be right back, and we will let you know when how can you like meet Camellia, like how you can meet him, and yeah, we'll give you updates on that once we get to the next world. For ado, we'll be right back.
we just do big
Lots of-
events
lots
that are
of
no
musical things.
banners, just events. Events for events' sake. Music for music's sake.
Yep.
Pretty much.
If it's okay with you, PeaceLight, I did want to. I've worked with Camellia obviously before. Or MusicVket 4, I built the stage we called Alternate World that they performed at, and then shortly afterwards they were at VRChat's New Year's Eve celebration.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was one of the coolest things to see you pull out the VRCat plushie and like put it on the studio there, the studio during that. So it was like one of the best moments. I was super hype on Twitch during that. It was a lot of fun. And you've got the whole concert up on your YouTube, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's on my YouTube. Like, thanks to like allowing me to like upload the whole video onto it.
Of course. Yeah, so in Japan you have to do a lot of licensing. Some of the only a couple of the songs had to be pulled out due to the publisher, but so most of it's there. But yeah, I wanted to ask. So I know that initially you were approached by, I think it was probably Virtually who sent you a message or DM on Twitter, right? About coming to MusicVket, and then later on from the company. So I was a little detached, mostly because of I was working on the world more than anything. But I wanted to ask you, so what was it like? I know we had a studio in Tokyo that you and some of the other artists were in that we broadcasted from. So what was that experience like? Like, how did that come about?
Like the experience of a like whole shooting like experience, I guess.
Yeah, for like a mixed reality show like that. What was it like?
For the recording side, like shooting like the video side, I'm kind of used to like doing it without like any audience. So I was just like doing it like without any audience. So that was kind of like it appears to some people, but I was just like, okay, I was just doing that. And I think you can tell my gigs are quite like energetic, so there's always like noise compliant like issue. So I don't want to do that like in my like studio or like slash my house. So that's kind of great to like have like studio to rent to shoot it like outside of my house, basically.
Yeah, and just be able to go a little crazy, be as loud as you want, right?
Exactly.
That's very cool.
That was why actually I was using my real avatar instead of like my avatar, like free avatar. So yeah, that was kind of like one of my restrictions that like shooting on like VR I always have. So I needed to like overcome that like restriction, to be honest, but that was working really great thanks to like shooting stuff, like Hickey stuff, like everyone who like helped me to like shoot that.
Yeah, big shout out to VRCDN too. We ran a relay that night, so we had the live studio with Nitsu, and as well as members of Hickey from home as well running relay, and then the world itself with Virtually and myself manually operating the lights for you and all the particle effects that happened that time. And so we were up there essentially shooting off all of the lights and particle effects and blinking them in time with the music that was coming in, and it was all like, I don't know, sub 1 second, so it was pretty good. And that's coming from Japan as well, so it was a really good experience. It worked out really well. Also we came. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and then you got approached pretty much right away from from VRChat after that, right? To do the New Year's. Do you think it was because you did MusicVket that they noticed that you would do shows in VRChat?
Actually, I didn't know why like they started like contact me, but actually they knew I was playing VRChat like really hard, and I am too, like still. So I think that explains, I guess. They actually knew like I was like heavy VRChat player, so
that's true. Yeah,
that worked out. That worked out with my like, personal preferences.
That's awesome. No, it's good to hear. Your show, I got up really early to go to that. It was really fun. I think I spent the whole day in VR, and then charged like 3 or 4 times. Like, so in between every single show, I was like sitting down on my couch with all my things plugged in, and then I would go to the next show during New Year's, and it was just every like major continent's New Year's I was like there. So starting with yours, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and sadly I missed it because I had like a headache when I got up. I was just like,
Oh,
I was
I hear ya.
bummed. I couldn't make it.
There's always the live streams too. That's one of the best parts of these, is having both, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Exactly.
sure.
I think
I'm
like,
sorry.
yeah, being there and watching.
Are we live right now, or
We are, yes.
I think there's like
Yes,
3 or
we are.
4 streams
Thank
live.
Yeah, probably.
holy
yeah.
shit? Okay, never hurts to
One
ask.
kind of did a on the spot interview.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I
had to
was
do
gonna
it. I had
ask
to ask.
anyways.
We didn't get a chance. We didn't get a chance to hang out, so definitely would. So you have a booth here in yes, I'm going to answer a question on the stream also. Yes. So Camellia actually has a booth in Reverb. This is Chorus, right?
Yes.
This
Did
is
you guys
Chorus,
want
yes.
to jump? Yeah, did you guys want to jump to Reverb to see Camelia's booth first before we go?
We can. We'd have to create a new group
Yeah.
public if that's the case.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's in there. I will share it with everybody as well. So in all
Okay.
3 streams. So we'll do that. I'd love to see your booth. Let's do that
yeah,
too.
same.
Oh, we'll definitely
like
do
to
that,
see
and
it too.
then do you want to do this one since we actually have mine here before we go, or
Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah. Oh,
Sure.
yours is here
We don't
too.
have
I didn't
much-
realize you hadn't done it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. We can take.
yeah, no, we
We'll-
didn't
we'll
do it because we
speedrun
were
it.
waiting for you to come back, and
oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we can go check your booth. Give me
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll do-
Mine was block.
there we go.
I didn't realize you guys hadn't done that already.
No, we have not. It is not this block. I do. Forgive me. It's been a little bit.
No worries.
I have to remember exactly. I think it was the actual one across. But I think it was the opposite way. Yeah, it's the one across. I went the opposite way. No? Wait, what?
No.
Where is?
I think
There's
it's the last-
one
the
more
last
left.
section over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always the last one you check, right?
It's always the last one. It's always got to be the last one I check.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, here it is. Okay.
Ah, there you go. Nice.
My own stuff is in Japanese, so I'm gonna have fun pretending like I can read it. No, but actually, no,
well, you got
it's-
both English and Japanese, yeah.
Yeah, this one I
Awesome.
definitely made sure I wanted to do for the graphics is get both the English and Japanese variant because obviously I don't speak Japanese, but I wanted to make sure that I could reach out as much as I could. So I literally just took all I wrote in English, and before I fully made the graphic, I just put it in Google Translate.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but pretty much, yeah. So this is obviously my booth. Over here, we have a demo of actually, funny enough, this song was used as my debut for my model here that I'm wearing. But yeah, so
really?
Nice.
so obviously, yeah. So with my kind of stuff, obviously, I'm not really promoting an actual particular song or album or things like that. What I actually am promoting is I do custom commission work. I mostly started out with just content creators, but obviously I've been broadening that like as I've been doing this over the years. But basically, more or less, if you're looking for any sort of custom song, either full song of 3 to 5 minutes, or even just an intro for like a starting soon screen on a stream, or whatever reason you need it, I basically offer that here. So yeah, my prices always obviously vary depending on what you're asking for. All the actual stuff is mentioned here. But with this one, obviously the intro, which is like a minute 30 to 2 minutes long, is $40 in USD. Obviously, if you're on the Japanese, I actually went through the process of calculating how much it is in yen. But yeah, so that is $40 US dollars, and then obviously a full song, which is 3 to 5 minutes, will be 60. And then obviously, if you have like any sort of major big custom requests, then it's an additional amount of like 20 per request. But obviously, most people, it's just kind of commonly just the base price. But yeah, obviously,
It's not bad
custom,
for a
it's
music
completely-
commission. It's not bad at all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's basically I try to offer as much as I can. Obviously, the status here is actually based on how I do my building. So this one obviously, here, I'll actually have to switch to English real quick, so I will be right back to continue this segment.
Yeah, I probably should switch to English as well. I'll be right back.
And as soon as they're done with that, we'll drop to.
Luckily, so I'm not used to manually switching that. But as I was saying, now that I can actually read this, apologies, I'm still trying to. I eventually want to learn Japanese, but
Yeah.
with this is actually based on how I do my development of the song. So these are the kind of stats. Song example is kind of the lowest one we'll start with. This is where if a client sends me over like an example song that already exists that I can use as a basis to kind of start the idea, that's something I highly recommend with that kind of client, obviously, but it's the least amount of stuff I use on it. So obviously inspiration from that track is, I try not to get it to where it sounds like that track pretty much.
Okay. Yeah.
And then obviously the second one up is by my own experience. Like I said, I've been at this for a decade now, so I have just built up years and years of working with music like this. So a lot of this kind of is just through what I think sounds good and obviously what I've done and what people have been happy with over the years. So that's just a little bit of that. And then obviously the major one, which is the biggest like drive home in this for my custom work, is obviously by client request. So when I do a commission, my main goal is to make sure I'm communicating with my client, make sure that what I'm sending them like maybe at least 4 or 5 demos as I'm developing it to make sure that what I'm creating still sounds good to them. If I need to change up something, it is all through communication to that client, and I get it as closely as what they want.
Yeah, sounds good. But yeah, definitely go check out Wolfie's booth. And also, if you have any commissions, definitely ask him. It's right there. His booth's right here. You can just click on the button to access it.
And you can, and you can get a hold of me actually via my DMs on Twitter here, which is linked, as well as I have, it is put right here in the description. I have a link tree, which will have all my links from my Twitch channel to everywhere where you can get a hold of me. I have a Discord server as well as my own. Obviously, my DMs are open as well on Discord. So, Discord, Twitter, either one, you can message me on there, and I can definitely offer my services.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Yeah, thank
I'm gonna
you.
drop a portal now to it's Reverb, right? For Camellia's
Let's go
booth,
see
and we'll
Camellia's.
Take a look at theirs.
Yeah, let's go check out Camella's booth. I'll be right back.
Sake, this is your latest track, right?
Oh yeah, this
One of the
one.
latest is one of the latest tracks.
Well, why don't you pop in here and tell us all about it?
Actually, this is the one of the. Okay, this is the lightest vocaloid track. Specifically talk about like the vocaloid track. What did you want to talk about? Like, this is kind of like pop, so I just want to put it here to enjoy visitor to take taste of like my music. My music like varies like from very chill to up to so intense. So I'm not sure if it represents my music genre at all, but I think it's like great to hear, great to listen to. So
you definitely have a wide. You definitely have like a wide like. You run the gamut, like you actually have like a very wide range of musical styles that you use, everything from there's like Vocaloid to Vocaloid all the way up to your like some of the more chill stuff, and all the way up to like what was the joke in your Discord, like 768 BPM, something like that. something like that. What was the meme was there? It was like 700 BPM track. But yeah, it's interesting to see. You've got a wide variety of music there, and you've done music commissions recently for some pretty famous VTubers too, right? So you did that mashup for Mista, and you also helped produce Iron Mouse's latest track, right?
Yeah, latest one of the latest. Actually, this her first original song, I guess. It's not the latest song, but it's like her, one of the like original songs. And it worked really great, and it worked really like amazing for Mista as well.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there was a lot of positive feedback on that. I really like Wife Jam.
Yeah.
Did you what was it like working with Visojo, and like how did they find it? Like how did you? I'm sure lots of people want to know, like how do they get to the point where they're noticed like that? What do you think is the trick to getting noticed in the industry, besides MusicVket, right? I gotta throw that out there.
Oh yeah.
Shameless advertisement there.
I was just
Is there
like,
something
go on.
Go ahead.
Oh, go for it.
I've been like making something I really want to create for like decades, so I actually don't have like any idea why I'm recognized by like such many people, but I think that works for like connecting the nature of this world has such as like connecting people. I think that connecting like a lot of people through a lot of like scenes like rhythm game, Vocaloid, subculture, like internet-based like VTubing culture is quite like interesting and works as like my like promoting my stuff to like people to people, like
you're saying try to get involved with as many of those scenes that have overlapping users, right? Is that the idea?
I guess so. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if like what works for like which people, but I think it works for me, and my variety of music fits into the role, I guess.
Yeah.
I
What do you
mean-
think the role of social media has to do with it, right? Like, do you find that it's a lot of it has to do with Twitter and Discord, or is it more like YouTube, or what do you think?
So Twitter is dying, so we don't have to
Yeah.
like Twitter. But actually, like using as much of like many of as how do I say, like as many as you can think of like socials is better for you, because like there's much more possibility to people to find your work through their like so I've been using like Twitter, YouTube, and Discord as like my socials, but I think it's like better to have any like a lot of like, alternative like Instagram. I'm not sure if Instagram as works as like alternative for Discord or Twitter, but having like a lot of options other than socials is great.
I agree. But may I ask you, Camellia, what got you into music?
The first step, I guess.
Yeah.
So the person who introduced me to make music was the like one of the earliest stage of like internet friends, like friends that I have no idea who she was in the real life, and they asked me to like create their own theme music without like any knowledge, and I said, yeah,
Oh, wow.
okay, that would sound fun. So I like started like creating music with like MIDI editor, which is like creating how to say like city music without any kind of
like a MIDI editor. Oh.
yeah, exactly. And I try to like create a random bunch of like shoot at the moment, but it turned out like it was really great, like fun to work with like music stuff and instruments as well. I always have things for having like great instruments, like actual like musical instruments. So it turned out like it triggered me to like keep creating music, and it turned out I've been working on like music for over the decades.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, is there any inspiration when you like make the music?
Like usually, recently, I guess.
Yeah, like inspirations, like like stuff like
Like any
you, like,
artist that you take a lot of inspiration for and stuff like that.
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm not sure. Sometimes it's like from like other than music, like from like movies, manga, anime, games, or actually go outside for like any kind of stuff that just triggers me to create new things. Sometimes they just like how to say stimulate my imagination, creativity. And sometimes it's like from actually music, and I think I need to say my own source of my inspirations are from like going to club, which is like quite hard to go nowadays because of the corona shutout. It's getting back to like before corona situation, but it's still really hard to go. So I think like listening to like a lot of like music that DJ plays in front of me was huge inspiration for me for a long time, and I'm now locked in place, so I think I'm like singing for like other places.
It's been really fun.
Yeah, VRChat.
I was gonna ask.
like gigs.
I was going to ask about that. Do you find that the VRChat replaced the club scene for you during the coronavirus pandemic? It definitely did for me. I rediscovered my love for live electronic music shows through VRChat. It's something I used to do a lot when I was young. I used to go to a lot of like raves
trust me,
and
don't I know it.
EDM festivals and that sort of thing. And do you find that VRChat like it feels a lot like the club scene and sometimes even a little bit better, right?
I definitely say it works in some way, but it doesn't work in some way. I need to explain.
It's different, right?
Yeah, it's very different. But you have
very
like
different.
taste, like the taste of the club music, club like
It's
club culture.
I think it's more or less. I think it's more or less like any kind of thing in that situation. Like even just with songs, it's like if you're using it in the right context and the right setting, it can it can completely immerse you, and other times it can just completely break your immersion. So it all kind of depends on when and where it is. It all depends on those kind of scenarios, and I mean, like that's the ultimate thing. Is it feels like I said, it's you're able to experience stuff like this as much as you would in the real world, and like you're able to like still have the connection, and even far more sometimes I think in VRChat, because now you're getting to club with like people all the way from like the other side of the world.
That's true.
And last question. For someone who wants to like do music, do you have any advice or wisdom you want to share?
Sorry, would you repeat
Oh.
that?
For people who want to like do music, is there any like advice or wisdom you like to like say?
How, like where to start or what's the
Yeah,
advice
exactly.
for them? Actually, there are two contradictory advices I have for like people who try to like get better at like making music. One is like be aware of burnout. Like it takes a long time to build up like your music knowledge, technique, or you know anything about that. So you need to like run for a long time, years, sometimes decades, to become the like person who you want to create. Like you create what you want to create. So you need to how to say, you don't have to overdo to until you get sick of like making music. You sometimes need to like have rest, break from like getting away from like, making music completely to get like air out. Sorry, I'm not sure how to say about it. You know, take time off from
Take a break.
Take a break. Yeah, exactly.
Make sure you're taking breaks, because the last thing you want to do is get burnt out or writer's block.
Exactly.
And that is the first advice. And the second one is the complete opposite. Like you need to spend a lot of time to, you know, getting better at making music. It takes a lot of time. Like people say, like practice 40 hours a day. It's kind of like running joke, like on some kind of like music, like music channel. But practice 40 hours a day, and you need to you know, work on music 40 hours a day if you want to really great at music. There's like, you know, I know there's a like huge gap between those two, but you need to find the sweet spot that works for you, your motivation, your circumstances.
If I can kind of jump in on this a little too. Best thing I would also say, which is kind of a good middle ground between what you're saying, is one of the advice I actually have given some people with that is it's a good starting point to find like a music style that you're already passionate about. If you love listening to a type of song, it's always good to start there. That's a good foothold. It allows you to take what you already enjoy listening to and branch out from that into what would later become your own unique style.
Exactly. You need to like listen to your music like 24/7, so you don't want to choose what you don't want to make. It's like,
exactly.
Yep, I get the reference. It should be known that Camellia is a fan of two-set violin.
I mean, hey, I can respect it though. I'm a big fan. I take a lot of inspiration from Porter Robinson. He was the one I started with my kind of style.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
it's
So
a
yeah,
fair
we actually have a fair number of people. Yeah, we have a fair number of people here. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah.
PeaceLight, is it you open for some questions from the crowd here now?
The thing is,
Yeah,
we're
of
already
course.
past 30 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, we
Are
can
you
do it
already
off
going a little
stream.
bit
We
over?
don't.
Yeah, are you okay with going a little bit further?
Yeah, a little bit.
If you've got things to go.
Tiny bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, let's all head down the center then. We'll get everyone to group over there, and we'll do the like.
Yeah,
read
we'll do
there.
it.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Token. Camilla, what are you doing? Get up on this stage.
I love anytime there's notes with that. It's you always get the little emoji with a pencil making notes in every chat, and we've seen that twice now. I love it.
I love it, dude. I love it. It just reminds me of that like SpongeBob meme of write that down, write that down.
Write that down. It's good stuff. Okay, so
on his
who's
keyboard.
Yeah. So I know Sakura Rico. I know you were the first person to ask. So I guess we'll start there and we'll kind of just circle around. If you guys want to make a line so that we're not holding up everybody too long. I don't know how much time we have, but we'll try to go as fast as we can.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So they're gonna type and we're gonna relay.
I guess
Yeah.
that's good.
Waiting on it now. VRChat has this lovely system for typed responses now. Yep.
You want
Oh,
to
yeah.
like collaborate with like other artists and networks,
Yeah.
and so you need to know the way, I guess. Have the network and collaborate with fellow artists. Network.
Oh, yeah,
with
so-
you guys and collab.
Yeah, so what's the way, what do you think is the best way to collaborate with people like yourself? I can tell you from Vket perspective, the best way to collab is to be part of these events. So if you want to collaborate with other artists, what you're doing right now is the way to do that. So there's tons of musical groups inside VRChat. There's MusicVket, which is like the biggest collaborative music event in here, and this is a great place to meet folks to do that kind of thing. Camellia, you have a Discord, right? As well, and I'm assuming a lot of people make music there together with each other.
Exactly. There's like artists, DJs, and all the talented people.
So the best advice is be in those spaces, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely like know where to look is like the biggest answer you can give there, is because obviously MusicVket is a big example of like where you can find people, especially like a lot of aspiring artists that would love to collab. Like I'm a good example of that. I love collabing with people. It's like probably the most fun thing I always enjoy in terms of music making. So much so, like, it's also like checking out other communities that are music driven. Like, for example, Corbell here is part of like 2 music communities that I'm also a part of, which is Artifacts, which they did a event with MusicVket yesterday, and they're doing it on the second, and as well as and also they're a part of Midnight Melodies, which you get like a huge group of musicians together, and we kind of just go up on stage, show what we have, and pretty much we all have a good time talking about it.
Thanks so much for that question. That's a good one. You'll know the main thing. The last thing I'll leave with that is that this you know for a fact that everyone who's here at MusicVket is interested in being more well known or getting to know people, or being able for networking in the music scene. And this is like a really good way to find people who are actually interested in that. As I know sometimes it can be difficult if you try to break into a community and maybe they're not really open to new members. You'll know for the most part that most of the people here are interested in doing things together, like with SLT, like with Vket, like with the DJ scene in VRChat. The music scene in VRChat is huge, so this is a great place to start.
It's a very good place to start. Mostly,
What are you typing?
yeah. I mean, mostly VRChat in general. And I mean, like some of the biggest stepping stones to start is a lot of these conventions. You had like stuff like, for example, you have Vket, obviously. You have VRCon. You have Project Community. Like all these different conventions have come and go, and like have basically all existed as one goal, is to show what this platform has to offer and find a place that's good for you. And so like it's just, even if you're not too sure where to look and everything, going to events like these are like a very good place to start, because you can definitely find like at least someone that has the same interest as you.
Do we have any other questions from the crowd? I know we're running low on time here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Mine's really quick. Where do I stand on the camera?
Anywhere is fine.
You're just fine, right? Yeah, right there is fine.
We're droning cameras around right now. It's all good.
5 cameras on you.
Gee, I feel nervous. Camellia, is your avatar also a Vroid that's based on your IRL appearance, or?
Oh, sorry. Is this the avatar based on my real appearance?
Yeah, and was it also made in Vroid, the avatar creator?
I can tell.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh, that's what's up. Dab me up.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, actually, I made this like.
Foam, and then you snap on the side.
At least
Wait,
you can do a high five and virtually if you can't do it in real life.
So you made this? Did you make this one yourself?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I made this one like myself, and I asked the like 3D artist, like some like friends who did like 3D art for like a little bit of modification. So it's not exactly like fully done in Vroid, but like the base of the avatar is done by Vroid myself.
Mm.
Nice.
You mean you don't have cat ears in real life?
Oh no!
Shit, I wish I had.
That was a box.
What was that?
Yeah, you mean you don't have Nekomimi in real life?
I can't use.
You know what? But that's gonna be a new goal for me, Lhun. Is anytime I ever get the chance to go to VKet Real, I'm showing up like cosplaying as my own VTuber avatar now, just to show you I can do that.
We have a contest for that.
That'd be amazing.
Got the clothes in my closet for this one too. Cosplay.
Anybody else?
Nice.
Have any questions for the team for Vket? Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I have somewhat kind of like a life advice. So things, for example, I'm a 2D artist, different. I use music to inspire myself. But what kind of daily habits do you do to keep yourself creative on the music side?
I guess I can answer this one first if you want me to take it.
Yeah, go on.
Alright. So for me, it's actually a little more interesting of how I do my stuff, and most of it's actually through, believe it or not, I put on a little bit of a writer's touch on things. What I kind of do in order to get inspiration for a lot of my stuff is I can take inspiration from a song, from a show, from movie, or even just stuff IRL, and my goal is like my head will start to wander of like how can I make a story for that. And if I make a story like through that kind of inspiration, then that story becomes into music. Like basically almost I start making my own soundtrack for a story, essentially, is how I do my work. And that's kind of what keeps me motivated with making a lot of my music.
What about you, Camellia?
I think my workflow is kind of similar, and I think my style is a little bit more like systematic. I'm not sure if it's systematic or not, but I think in my cases I always like imagine the final product, and the final product should have the elements that final product should have. Then you backtrack from that to like what should I need to like implement to the music, like for example like chord progressions, such as like specific chord progressions that is associated with like certain kind of like emotions, stories, like climax, like build up on the release of the tensions.
You're kind of similar in my method, but you just go in reverse, more or less.
Yeah, I guess.
Like.
Yeah. So that's my motivation. Like I calculate back calculate the workflow, I guess. Sorry,
So you imagine the complete song, and then you build the elements from like in reverse. That makes sense.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It's a very efficient way of doing it. I might have to practice that at one point and just see how well it works. I'm learning something new.
That's really cool.
Okay.
Definitely.
I think we can do one more. I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
one more. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Camellia. Just one question. What's more important for you, investing on equipment or learning and skill, or learning your
Sorry about
skills? What's more important?
It's okay.
I I bet it's like on the what was that technique side, like the learning how to like make music side, and how's that like I was working on like MIDI editor at the first like few years. That is like completely free without like I was just like really poor. I didn't have like any money to like spend on my hobby. So I just like randomly trying out like free stuff, free plugins, but it was just enough to like enjoy yourself to learn. So I think it's better to like have your starting point on the knowledge first, and if you get enough confidence in your music, then you need to like invest a little bit, little by little, to the equipment side, I guess. I think it's my
Thank you
advice.
very much.
But yeah, more or less, it's the same as like anything like in terms of VRChat. It's like the longer you spend in here, you're gonna eventually want to spend the money for like a headset, full body tracking. Eventually, it's the same thing with music.
That's true.
It's the same thing with music. We're very much you want to invest into it. Like if it's a passion you enjoy, it's always good to slowly invest into it and just keep building it up as time goes on.
Oh yeah. Purdue, do you have any Purdue? I think it's like right past the one, a little bit more past than expected.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to
Okay,
short
I
hold
think
over. We're at 2 hours.
Yeah,
We can end it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any
I-
announcements or anything you want to say before we end the stream?
Actually, shall I bring out? Yeah.
You want to go left
actually,
to right, or do you
we'll
want
do
to start with
Camellia first.
Camellia? Yeah.
Well, we'll go
You
Camellia
have a
and
track
I'll
out
do mine.
that just finished. You have a track that just finished, right? And you can hear it here in MusicVket. Anything else you want to announce coming up?
Actually, I do have a lot of like tracks that are unreleased at the moment, but it's it takes time to release. So hope you are waiting for my like release in the future, and hope you enjoy my current existing works that you can enjoy on this Vket MusicVket world as well. So thank you for checking and see you soon, I guess.
Yeah, be sure to follow them on all their social medias. If you want to find it, it's cametek.jp. So CAMETEK.jp.
Yeah, you can find him on
Thank you
his
very much.
Spotify and I believe iTunes, right?
And Bandcamp. And iTunes.
And Bandcamp.
And
Yeah,
in Beat
basically
Saber.
All
everywhere.
of our bangers. You can go check them out.
And in Beat Saber, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So who else do we have here? I guess Vanessa, real quick.
Yeah. So this is actually two main things that I'll be announcing, I think. First one, first and foremost, I want to say is actually I did make custom music for Vket that was unfortunately due to file size was not able to make it in. But you actually will be able to hear in two places. On the 28th and 29th, I'm actually, courtesy of Lhun allowing me to do this, I'm actually doing open live performances of actually those songs. So
Nice.
if you guys want to look out for that, that'll definitely be in the global team group. So if you're not part of that, join it now for sure. But yeah, I'll be performing them live, as well as the fact of they will later on be released on my own YouTube channel. So yeah,
And where can
if
we
you're looking
find
forward to some commisted, my YouTube is Vanessa Wolf GM. So it's youtube.com/Vanessa Wolf GM, and you'll find a lot of the music I've done, which all of it is for. I don't really promote it here. It's more of a person promotion I do, but basically all the music on there is actually royalty free. I don't claim anybody for it. So if you want to use it, then the music's there.
Awesome.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Obviously, we're here at MusicVket. I want to thank these folks too. So PeaceLight, thank you for putting this together, and Vanessa as well. Camellia, thanks so much for coming. I just want to promote MusicVket one more time. We also have we've also got Corbell over here who is going to be doing something with us on the 2nd. I'm sure they want to talk about that too. And you can find all of this information again at music5.vket.com. We're in the home row right now inside VRChat. So if you just go to the Worlds row, you'll see us as a featured list. We're right above Slyfest, which you should also check out tonight if you have some time. They end at 1:30.
This is their last day. If you're available on VRChat, I would recommend go and check it out now because Slyfest does an amazing show.
Oh yeah, you don't want to miss it.
It's a good time. I'm going there right after this. Go ahead, Corbell. We're going to end the stream with you.
Yeah. We opened Vket Friday the 25th. We're going to close Vket September 2nd. And I hope we all do great. We had 16 artists on day one. I believe it's going to be the same for closing ceremonies on September 2nd. And then right after that, we are going to have P30 on September 29th. Our last show had about 11,000 attendees, so we hope to put on the best show we can for VKet and then move on to greater ventures. Yeah, and I'll be here. I've been representing VKet the entire time. I've been here in this space playing the VKet opening ceremony or singing for people the entire time I've been here for the last several days. So it's been a pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you for giving us the space. Yeah, thank you for giving us the space.
Yeah, please do. Please. And as a reminder, if you guys are coming to this and you have music and you aren't in the festival, obviously come and check it out for next time. But you can come to our spaces in here, and you'll see a lot of users walking in. So it's a great place to promote your stuff, and that's why we have video players and stuff in here for you. So
yeah, and an added bonus to that as well. If you weren't tuning in earlier on the stream, it's like definitely if you're a artist that wants to get your name out there for sure, sign up for this. It is completely free to sign up for a booth.
Exactly.
Yep, the sponsors
There's no
in the
fee,
opening,
nothing.
It is
pay for it.
Yep, they're here for you.
And that is really simple to apply to.
Exactly.
Yeah,
really
like one
simple
form
to
and you're
apply
done.
to, really simple to it's really simple to apply to and really simple to set up if you get accepted. It's a really nice, clean system, and you get to work with an amazing team like VKet.
Thanks.
Exactly. It's such a good experience too. But further ado,
Expensive clapping for VKet.
Expensive clapping. Break all the index controllers.
Yeah, let's go.
There we go.
Further ado,
No
thank you for everyone.
indexes were harmed during the making of this live stream.
Can't guarantee that. Let's let PeaceLight sign off here.
Yes.
I would say thank you for everyone for coming, especially to you, Camellia, for taking your time to be part of the stream. It was a really
honored to be
pleasure.
For sure. It was an honor meeting you.
Exactly. And also thank you to Lhun and Shadow, for organizing this. Shadow. For organizing, and also Vanessa as well for collabing with me on this as well.
Glad for having me come by.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Thanks so much. Yeah, no, it was a great opportunity to be able to collab with you.
Thanks for sticking along with us,
Also-
everyone. I appreciate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, honestly, thank you, Camilla and Lhun, for sure, because this is definitely taking a lot of time out of your guys' busy schedule. So I really
all
appreciate
good.
you guys, being able to make it. Same thing with you,
That's what it's all
Cheto, because I
about.
know you're, a big key on this live stream, so we appreciate you
Yeah.
actually doing coverage here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chad's saving my life. Definitely follow everybody here on social medias if you want to hear if you want to be the first person in the know for this. We have a Discord. Amelia's got a Discord. There's a
He was here at the
MusicVket.
very end, but make sure you follow Corbell. He's a great singer.
Yeah, yeah.
God dang it.
Great place to meet everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Alrighty.
Definitely support everyone that's in the who submitted for MusicVket, especially Camellia and Vanessa Wolf as well, and Cabela as well.
Yeah, give him a follow if you
Definitely
haven't.
support all the artists. Yeah,
Yeah.
support all the artists here, for sure, and also definitely get
Making
into
cool
love,
stuff in a
for
virtual
sure.
space.
Exactly.
Alrighty.
But without further ado, you'll have a good evening and good afternoon, and I'll announce when I do the next stream. All right.
Yep.
Peace.
Yeah, look out for VK.
Sunday.
Win some stuff. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Congratulations. Thank you very much.